take the chill off the room. You know, the problem with lighting a fire in here is that now you don't really want to leave this area. Alright, we've got the inside of these fenders that we pressure washed or wet blasted last week. I'm going to go ahead and rough these things up with a 36 grit. That's going to give us some nice tooth, and then we're going to hit it with some rust converter, and then we'll go ahead and coat it with some rust encapsulator. Remember, we're just doing the insides of these fenders. The outsides are going to stay raw for now. The ultimate goal is to end with some bedliner, spray in bedliner on them, which is going to really prevent any rock damage or any other type of debris from chipping the paint. I'm going to switch over to a little angle die grinder with a roll lock disc on it using 36 grit. This is a product called Rust Enemy, and it's just gonna turn all this rust to a black color. We'll wipe it down and we'll move on to our next coating. Yeah, I probably should have wore a respirator when I was doing that. I think that's about half of what I breathed in. Alright, we've got our pour 15 here. Got some Dutch Tupperware, and I'm going to put some pour 15 here, and then I'm going to add 10% by volume again of sand. Clean 30 mesh sand. You don't want to add so much in that you're compromising the integrity of your pour 15. Chopstick. You know, you order takeout, you don't ever throw the chopsticks away. They make perfect stir sticks. Okay, and then again, we've got to keep this agitated as we apply, because that sand has a tendency to settle out. And maybe you're watching me add the sand to this pour 15, you're going, man, that's completely unnecessary. Maybe it is. It's just a habit that I got into. I learned it a while back, and it hasn't failed me. I haven't seen any detrimental effects of it, so I've continued to employ it. I really think that it does provide additional coats with the needed adhesion. You know, when you've got, like, let's say by the time you're done doing your pour 15, for example, and then you're hanging all these additional coats on here, you could have 6 or 7 layers of material, and at some point you could have a loss of adhesion. Well, the sand is just ensuring that that doesn't happen. If this was an exposed panel where you were looking for a nice smooth finish, you know, kind of like we did on the inside of the bed there, then it probably wouldn't be an option. But anyway, like I said, it's a technique that I've had good luck with. I'm not telling you it's the industry standard. It's just kind of a trick I've picked up, and it's not let me down. You know, another technique that I've had a fair bit of luck with is just to take a little tiny bit of this sand. You just take a little bit in the palm, almost like, you know, you're putting some pepper on a meal, and just blow it into there, and then brush it around, roll it around, make sure you get it good and coated with material, and then let it dry. You can even use your air compressor. But then what you want to do is you want to make sure you roll it around. Now this flange right here with all the bolt holes in it is what mates up against the bedside, and from the factory, OEM would have had some welting in there, which would have been like a canvas strip of material. I have no intentions of putting any welting back in there. Instead, what I'm aiming to do is have a nice thick layer of coatings on both pieces that's going to prevent any metal on metal wear, and I think that will be sufficient. Okay, coat number one. Okay, now that product that we use was Iron Armor, and this is from Harbor Freight Tools. I've used quite a few gallons of this stuff on varying projects. I've done aluminum boats with it, toolboxes, inner fenders, under the cab on my truck was coated with this. I've been pretty impressed with the durability of this stuff, especially for the cost. It's not a two-part. The two-part ones are a level above this, but for the cost, it is a really good product. If you wanted to use a higher quality product, I would recommend the Raptor liner. I've had terrific luck with that stuff. That's a two-part urethane, and it comes in a kit with an applicator gun. So depending on the budget for your build, that might be something that you would not mind upgrading to. So you saw me put one coat on. I put a total of 3 coats on here. and basically the goal was just to protect the inner fender from rust, change the resonance of the metal. By the time you have the exhaust underneath the cab here and it's echoing around, you have rocks banging and stuff, road noise. You know, I'm just trying to make it quiet. This is going to be a truck that's comfortable to get in and drive around. That's the main goal here. So we're just prolonging it, we're preventing any further damage. And you know, at some point, I'm kind of leaving my options open. Some point I may come back and paint the outside of this truck. You know, who knows? I'm leaving it kind of rough like it is because I think it has a really cool look. But I don't know, maybe at some point I'll outgrow that. And then, you know, we'll have to address things like the dents, maybe the damage here, the dents in the fender. That's why I coated the inside really well, but I left the outside raw. Trying not to lose sight of the original goal here. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.